नित्यानन्देश्वरसमारम्भां नित्यानन्देश्वरिमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. I welcome all of you with my love and respects. I welcome all the devotees, disciples, Samajis, Satsangis, Sri Mahants, Mahants, Tanedar Kotari, visitors, viewers, sitting with us all over the world through Nityananda TV and two-way video conferencing, having Nayana Diksha. Cities sitting with us, Los Angeles Adinam, Kuala Lumpur Adinam, Toronto Adinam, Guadalupe Adinam, Hyderabad Adinam, Cluj Romania, Mukta, and lot more cities, Bangalore North, everywhere. I welcome all of you with my love and respects. First thing I want to tell you guys, I'll try to give satsang morning and evening both. Because I want to catch up with all the time I missed. Last 6 months, I missed a lot. Now my body is able to come and sit in the evening. I'll start the evening, and once I'm able to, I'll manage morning, evening both. But I'll catch up whatever I missed last year and more. I'll catch up with you guys. And moreover, in the evening satsang, it is not time bound. I'll go on talking as long as I can sit. There is no time bound, because I wanted to finish all the Upanishads, at least major 12 Upanishads this year, so that studying and reaching out. Before entering into the today's verse, Isavasya Upanishad 16th verse, I just wanted to give the essence of the last 15 verses of Isavasya Upanishad. Understand last 15 verses of Isavasya Upanishad. The essence in one word is seeking. Intense decision to have seeking, I tell you. The ferociousness of seeking is powerful enough, like the fire of Kalabhairava, to burn everything which need to be burnt and destroyed. Please listen, I'll repeat. The ferociousness of seeking is powerful enough as the fire of Kalabhairava to burn everything which need to be burnt inside you. Laziness, tiredness, boredom, everything which need to be burnt inside you, everything which need to be taken out of you can be just like that burned, just like that taken away, just like that cleared by seeking. Listen, how many microseconds it will take for negativity to disappear in front of Kalabhairava's ferociousness? Not even micro millisecond. Same way, the seeking, deciding to seek your home, deciding to seek where you can have eternal rest, deciding to seek where you can have eternal peace, deciding to seek where you can have eternal bliss. That decision itself, that seeking itself is powerful enough. Listen, powerful enough to give you the freedom to reorganize yourself. If there are 10 rods made out of copper, and you have to make the deity of Shiva, keeping all the 10 rods together and tying it and start carving here and there on that, you will never be able to make the deity of Shiva on it. Just melt. Pour in the mold, you will have Shiva deity. Same way, as on now what you are, by self-development, you will never achieve self. Please understand, the word self-development means stupidity. The self can never be developed. It should only be discarded. Whatever can be developed, which is just a mind. The developing your mind only, you call it as self-development. In the book classification, in US they have a category self-development. No, that category does not exist. I always tell people, don't classify my books under that. No. If you create a category, self-discarding, then categorize my book in that. Because anything which can be developed is mind, about which we are not interested. Please listen. The greatest ability you need to develop, first priority for you to develop, greatest ability and first priority you need to develop is ability to reorganize yourself. The whole seeking and living enlightenment is nothing but reorganizing yourself, not developing yourself. Please understand. Let me define. Developing means today you have a compassion to give 10 rupee charity. Tomorrow you put 20 rupee charity. And day after tomorrow you put 30 rupee for charity. And first you learn little compassion. Then you learn little love. That is development. Stupidity. Reorganizing means changing the very cognition you have. Till today, even my charity was done with the purpose of self, me, wrong cognition. From today, even my work is going to be done with the cognition of enriching. That's all. The cognitive shift is what I call seeking. Today, birthday of Swami Vivekananda as per the English calendar. If I have to describe whole life of Swami Vivekananda in one word, I should describe it as seeking. Seeking is the one only word I can use to describe Swami Vivekananda. Intense seeking. I tell you. Seeking gives you the energy to melt you and mold as you want. Seeking means changing your cognition about you, world, God, everything to align to the reality. To align to the reality. You do not need anything as the first priority. Seeking is the first priority. See, from morning till night, the ideas which drives you, the idea of pleasure, the idea of pain, idea of right and wrong, idea of self-respect or self-denial, all this, see, is it all is aligned to the reality. Align them to reality. That's all. That's all is seeking. That's all is seeking. Nothing else is life. Again and again and again. Morning till night, whatever you do, the moment you wake up and till the moment you fall asleep, fall into bed, everything, see to it. It is all aligned to the reality. To the reality of eternal bliss. To the reality of oneness. To the purpose of eternal bliss. At the age of 6, my guru asked me, do you want to become sannyasi or grihastha? I stood up and said, sannyasi. Still I remember, I just stood up because I don't want even for one moment him to take the decision of grihastha. I stood up and said, sannyasi, with the force and power. And then he touched my head and did something. Then after 2-3 days I asked, did you purify my brain to live a sannyas life? He said, no, I just increased the frequency of seeking, that's all. The word he used, the reply he gave, then I asked him, what do you mean by increasing the frequency of seeking? He said, just the seeking gets powerful. That is enough. All the moral, discipline, values, everything will become automatically your body language, will become your muscle memory and biomemory. See, anybody, even struggling with brahmacharya, please be very clear, your seeking is not intense. Whether you are struggling with aparigraha, or brahmacharya, or asteya, any vow you are struggling with, or you are struggling with integrity or inauthenticity, irresponsibility, selfishness, whatever. It just boils down to only one: not having enough seeking. Just increase the intensity of seeking. I tell you, he just put his left hand on my head and touched some of the points in the brain, on the brain, and just like that, something he did, and like a playing with the head. The ecstasy and pleasure increased in the system, just unimaginable. Today, my registrar, Jnanatma, came and reported to me that everybody who attended Nityanandoham, that muscle memory process, they are going gaga about it in their feedback and response. Swamiji, that's the greatest process people have enjoyed. I laughed at her and said, that is a first level process. Because these human beings can understand only up to muscle memory. These fools are going gaga about it. That is if I have done 1000 things, muscle memory is nothing more than 10. Number 10. That's all I can classify. If I have done 1000 greatest thing, the reorganizing into the human systems, into the systems of the participants, in their consciousness, muscle memory process can be classified only up to the 10. And these fellows are all going gaga about it. They wanted me to do once more. I said, come on, I have no problem. I can do every day. What is there? But these human beings can experience only that much. More than that, what is happening in biomemory, you can't know. You can know the side effect of it, expression of it, but you can't know what is happening there. And bioenergy out, completely forget about it. Understand what you guys experienced in muscle memory. If you have attended Nityananda Home process, you will know that exactly happened in my system when he touched my head and just moved his fingers on my head. Actually, in the muscle memory process also, I just increase the depth of your seeking in your muscles, that's all. See, basically, you are a pleasure seeker. I just have to tell you where it is, that's all. You are an ant seeking the sugar. I just have to tell you in your language where it is available, that's all. Seeking means informing you where what you are searching is available. Then automatically ecstasy, everything, all the things starts following. I really tell you. Nothing is more ecstatic, joyful, intoxicating than seeking. Seeking is the most intoxicating thing can happen to human being. Make this as a lifestyle. When you get up early morning, don't jump out of the bed. Just sit or sit back and look around. Relaxed way, look around where I was, where I am now, where I am going to enter, what is happening. Ask as if the first day you are waking up. And of course, you are waking up first day. Because every day you wake up in a different space. Spend few minutes for these basic questions. Where was I? Where am I now? Where am I going to head the moment I get out of this bed? Just spend few minutes into these basic questions. Same way when you, before falling asleep, don't do that stupid TV. No, really, I'm telling you. Don't do that stupid TV, watching that idiot box. Spend little time sitting, lying on your bed or sitting back on your bed. Just try to align all the things which are driving you, are they aligned to reality? Mahadeva gives only two instruction to a incarnation or a Jivan Mukta. Only two instruction. If that guy, the incarnation and enlightened being, if he is just sitting somewhere in the remote corner of Himalayas and out of society, the one instruction for him is maintain your body comfortably, healthily. If he is working with people and helping them to live enlightenment, keep the seeking alive of your disciples or followers. That's all. That's all. Only these two instructions. Keep your health, keep your body happily, healthily, and keep the seeking of the disciples alive. I tell you, this one instruction which I am giving you, morning spend some time thinking, where am I heading? My actions, my thinking, is it all aligning to the reality of life? What am I going to do after death? Am I going to exist after death? Am I going to exist after this body stops functioning? From where I came, these basic questions, understand, basic questions should be kept alive till the experience happens. It should be kept alive till the experience happens, till it becomes realization in you. Some fortunate people, some of the Guru's answers will vibrate with their hearts so beautifully, it will literally feel that they are satisfied with that answer. Then live that. That is living enlightenment. See, for example, if you have a question, what is going to happen after my death? Sit and go on, contemplate about it. What is really going to happen after my death? Where am I going to go? Where am I going to head? Sometime, the answer you received from me, don't worry, even after death you are going to be with me in Aksharadama, in Kailasa. You are going to be with me, I am going to be with you. Some answer you received from me. For some people I would have said, oh, you will be one with the cosmos, don't worry. Some answer you received from me may be vibrating in your heart as truth. You will be so connected to that answer, you will be so happy with that answer, then you don't need to hold on to a question. You can start living that answer. Even that is seeking. See, there are some questions, even if I have answered, even if I told you, you are going to be in Kailasa with me, don't worry, it may not be vibrating with you. That answer may not be vibrating with you. Then hold on to your question. Nothing wrong. At one time, the Guru Bhakti will take over and this answer will start vibrating. But till the Guru Bhakti takes over and the answer reverberates in your being, you can't drop the question. If you drop the question before the answer reverberates, you will enter into boredom. That is what I call sannyas middle-age boredom. For samsaris by 45, by sannyasis by 30. No, really. By samsaris by 45. 10 years of living with one fellow. Or 15 years maximum. Living with one wife or one husband. That middle-age boredom. All these stupid magazines all over the world. Men's health, women's health, these, that, everything. Trying to make your middle-age life great. It will not be successful, I am telling you. All these magazines are doomed. They will not be useful in any way. Stupid magazines trying their best to give you different tips to romance, make your life more and more colorful, romantic, light candle, shower flowers. What will you do? All this is bunch of stupidity printed in nice paper and color. That's all. Because the paper and the printing is so nice, you think all that is true. In India, there is a big superstition. Fair person will not lie. No, there is really. In Indian society, there is a superstition. A fair person will not lie. Like that only, if something is printed in shining paper, colorful printing, you think it is true. Read all these middle-age lifestyle magazines. Stupidity. I tell you, only one thing can infuse life into you, that is seeking. Nothing else. No depression medicine, no psychiatric industry, no psychiatric drugs pharmacy. Nothing is going to help the humanity. It is only seeking that is going to make your life really, really, really beautiful. 15 years of living with the person or 5 years of sannyas, you will face this middle-age crisis. You will face this middle-age crisis. Both the time, only seeking can raise you. I tell you, only seeking can add life to you. But the sannyasi is one way blessed, because when he upgrades himself or herself, he or she does not need to think about the other person to drag that person also to your standard. You are free, just fly. But when you have the other person, you have to only go on a railway track. And you have to constantly make sure that you are dragging your next bogie. With a sannyasi, one benefit, you can just take a fly. You are a jet. With a grihastha, you have to look, oh, bogie number 2, bogie number 3. No, bogie number 3 when I said kids. And then sometime the elderly parents, you have to see all that and see to it. You have to drag all of them. So it becomes you need little more steam, that's all. Listen, whether you face household or middle-age crisis or sannyas middle-age crisis, Sometimes without both, you will face identity crisis. You will neither be a proper committed grihastha nor be a proper committed sannyasi, roaming around vagabond. I know so many stupid fellows thinking themselves as seekers and not committed in any one of these. They will face the identity crisis. Just don't know what they are. Whoever is there in front of them, whatever they are telling, they will do that for that 1 hour. If that person has moved out, somebody else comes and tells somebody something else, and they will do that for next hour. Identity crisis. Identity crisis. Understand? Whether you face middle-age crisis, householder middle-age crisis, sannyas middle-age crisis, or identity crisis, the only solution is seeking. I tell you, if you are not married, the first instruction I'll give is don't get married, take sannyas. If you decide to get married, at least marry somebody who is a seeker. So when you upgrade yourself and open your eyes and see the person who is sitting next to you, you will have confidence. I can make him understand. Either he will fly with me, he will come with me, or he will support me to upgrade myself. Living with a person who is not a seeker is worse than hell, I tell you. It is just worse than hell. Seeking is such an ecstasy. Just few days before I've given a special initiation to Balasans. 41 Balasans, the parents and the kid, both of them have decided to do PhD on Hinduism. For these 41 kids, I gave a special initiation. The first thing I did, programming their system to not to lose the frequency of seeking till enlightenment. Actually, they already started expressing powers. I can say each one of them are expressing at least minimum 5 powers. When the powers 5 becomes more like a 20, 30, 40, 60, even then the frequency of the seeking will be more powerful than the other powers they express in their biomemory. I raised the intensity of a seeking such till enlightened, they will not be diverted. They will not be diverted. Real Gurukul work is starting. Real Gurukul work is starting. Few days before, one of my Mahant from Tamil Nadu came and said, Swamiji, why don't you start a medical college? I'm not saying I don't believe in allopathy system itself, because many times I've used allopathy. I myself still, many times I used allopathy. Even when I had a fracture, I used allopathy only. I'm not against that system itself, but I'm against the idea that other than them, nothing else is right. The amount of money they spend on lobbying to promote themselves as the only authoritative system, I'm against that. I'm going to create a unique medical college here where the best of allopathy, best of Ayurveda, best of Siddha and the Indian traditional medicinal systems. India has at least 25 traditional medicinal systems. Whole thing will be made available. Astrology is used in diagnosis in Indian tradition. So I'm going to evolve that kind of a doctors. My kids will be evolving that kind of a doctors. Out of the Balasans, I'm going to evolve that kind of a doctors. And I'm already working on the horoscope of all the 41 kids. Balasans, I told them to collect the, get me the horoscope. Based on horoscope, I'm going to decide which subject I'm going to put them. Now I am free. And they are also free from all stupid examination. They are free now. All the exam pressure, stupidity, everything. And I take the responsibility for them to complete their education successfully and sit in a very respectful, responsible, and socially respected place. Contribute to the humanity and respected by humanity. I'll make it happen. I'll make it happen. The architecture as per Agama Vastu. I'll put few kids in that department. Authentic performing rituals and delivering the result just like a surgery as per Agama. Please understand how you do this artificial, the test tube babies and all that process. IV, what do you call? IV. IVF. The success rate of IVF and the success rate of Putrakameshti Yaga. Putrakameshti Yaga success rate will be more than the IVF. Because it is a science. I'll establish all that. I'm so happy that they can now start evolving, spending whole day and night thinking into this, each branch knowledge. One, I'll start downloading into them. Second, they can just explore. You see, I never studied as per syllabus and all. What stupidity. Actually, the whole syllabus, the diploma I studied, that stupid thing. Now the whole semester, 6 months syllabus, I'll finish stuff in first 2-3 days. Actually, I'll go and ask for the subject name and go to the library and pick up the source book, not the syllabus. Pick up the source book and study, understand the mechanics. Over. I'll bring up my kids like that. See, because now I have the freedom. I don't need to be constantly thinking about who is going to certify. Nobody needs to certify. See, I never got any certification. I only become certification authority. My kids will become like that. No, really, I'm wondering if I have to make a right presentation about the education system we are having now. Few scientists have put 5 monkeys in a cage, put a ladder. On the top of the ladder, they put 20 banana. Whenever one monkey tries to climb that ladder, all the other 4 monkeys they caught and poured cold water on them. Continuously 10-20 times. So what happened? Whenever a monkey tries to climb the ladder, other monkeys have started beating this monkey and dragging it down. So for 1 week the same thing is happening. No, the banana is untouched. Because any monkey tries to climb the ladder, other monkeys are beating because of the fear of that cold water treatment. And after 1 week, they replaced one monkey. They put a new monkey and took out the old monkey, but the new monkey does not know this treatment. When he tries to climb, all the monkeys beaten him left and right. So after getting 5-6 times beating, he stopped climbing that ladder. So then they replaced second monkey. The same thing happened with second monkey. Then they replaced the third monkey. Then they replaced fourth monkey. Then they replaced fifth monkey. Now all 5 monkeys have not gone through the cold water treatment, but all 5 of them are beating each other and not allowing anyone to climb the ladder. That's exactly the Indian education system. Why you are not climbing, nobody knows. As a tradition, we don't claim. As a tradition, we don't climb. See, never study in a system which is designed for mass. Mass means what? Any designing done for mass is done for the lowest rung. How can genius people be produced with something which is designed for the lowest rung? Always study in a system which is very concentrating, attending to your needs, not bound by any of the syllabus marking accreditation. No. No. I'm really telling you, the day I got the Encyclopedia of Hinduism, I really finished all the 10 volumes in 3 days. When I got the Encyclopedia of Shaivism, I finished it in 1 week. I can create my kids do that. But if they learn from a regular so-called mediocre system, oh, this volume, 1000-page book, 1 volume means 3 months semester. The dirt is being inserted into the heads of the kids. And that stupidity of the examination fear never kids understand. I always tell, read all the books. Whatever you need to remember, you will remember. Whatever you forgot, you don't need it. Forget it. Your life has nothing to do with that. What is forgotten? What you remember, your life is going to be only to do with that. Live that. Over. The fear of forgetting, if it is completed, the amount of information you remember, recollect, use in your life will become 100 times more. All these words remains as theory because I was never able to demonstrate it. Now I have first batch of 41 kids. I'll demonstrate it. I'll demonstrate all this. He's 18, not only sannyas, with all the powers I'll just send him around to demonstrate. See my first release from the Gurukul. Now I'm going to send a bunch of kids by, see, even now bunch of kids are going around, they are more Krama Brahmacharis, small kids, but adult, legally adult, a clear decision-making adult, with all these powers, demonstrating them, and sannyasi, going around, telling the world what is possible. By this Jayanti, we will have at least few release from Gurukul. Now I have to tell the world. I have to tell the world. You guys gave me your kids and see what I made out of them. Not just this third eye. Not just this third eye. The way they are going to live a conflict-free, highest conscious, radiating joy and ecstasy, spiritual powers and enlightenment, everything. The first batch of sannyasis from Gurukul. I am also going to send them officially for Parivraj Yatra. Formally, they are going to do Parivraj Yatra. I am just preparing their body and mind. Now it is time. World need to know what seeking can do to your brain. What seeking can do to your brain. Just these few kids, my first batch, sending them all over the world is enough. In 2 years, I will have 10,000 kids here doing PhD in Hinduism. I will have Vidyalaya also, means regular school also, but separately. I am going to divide both, maybe by within next 2-3 years. I'll also show to the world, even as a Grihastha, doing PhD in Hinduism pays you. It's a career. I'll establish that. It's not just joblessness, it's a career. Like career in chemistry, medicine, law, engineering. It's a career which is not affected by global recession. All other fields will be affected by global recession. This will never be affected by global recession, because even during the global recession, they will have more customers and clients. Because these guys are going to remove the suffering. Now I have so much freedom. I'm going to put a few kids to do PhD in economics as per Hinduism, construction as per Hinduism, astrology. Actually, in Hindu tradition, astrology and astronomy are very closely associated. Doing PhD in that line and doing research on the rituals, different departments like Vaimanika Shastra, everything. Above all, I'll make them demonstrate powers. I think that will be the real way the world will understand what I am doing here. Seeking can change your very brain map. Understand? It can change the very way your brain thinks. The very way the brain functions. The very way brain cognizes. I know in 2-3 years, 10,000 kids will be there. 10,000 is a small number, I am telling. Will be here to do Hinduism PhD. But these first 41 kids are historical batch. Just like first batch of Gurukul. 10 years before, when I started the Gurukul, first batch, like that, this is the first batch of Balasans. The boldness the parents showed, boldness the kids showed. I really want to put this on record Thank you, guys. You are the future of Hinduism. The courage parents showed, the clarity kids demonstrated. The way things are going to flower, I tell you guys, Veda Mata is celebrating all of you. The whole Kailasa and Vaikunta is celebrating you guys. Celebrating this happening. They are all celebrating this happening because they know what this means for their future. Devatas, gods know what this means their future because they are going to get more havis, more avirbhaga, more puja, more worship, more respect. So they know what it means for their future. I can say the foundation, the real foundation for Sarvanya Pita is done with these 41 kids. If you are given one kid, understand you are given 100 crore to Sarvanya Pita. Not just one, you are given 100 crore to Sarvanya Pita. Because even with 100 crores, what I am going to do? Only if the kids are there to study, I can educate them, evolve them, make them express these powers and energy and train them and send to the world. So if you have given one kid to be Balasant, you have given 100 crore. I'm telling you. Much more than 100 crores. I'm just giving a rough kind, just to equate. Because we understand only numbers now. Seeking changes the very way you cognize things. Now I am so confident. We have a reason to exist. We have a reason to build everything. These 41 kids are the first batch. Now I know it will just expand. Because the first decision only, see, Indians are like a goats only. The first goat has to jump the fence. Then all the goats, tadak, 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 will jump. I'm not disrespecting you guys by saying goats. The first jumping goat is the guru, guide, then followers. Now the first batch has taken the jump. You will see now. It becomes a trend. It becomes a trend. They will have the so-called regular education only up to 10th. After that, directly they will start working towards the doctorate in Hinduism, various subjects. The essence of Hinduism will become experience, will be established legitimately through my kids. Through my Balasants. So essence of today's satsang is seeking. That is the essence of all the last 15 verses of Isavasya Upanishad. So I'll continue on the next verses in next further satsangs. So today we will not have Sarvadarshan, but in further satsangs, I'll sit with you guys, sit for you guys for Sarvadarshan. Today I think it's time. So I bless you all. Let you all radiate with integrity, authenticity, responsibility, enriching, causing, living Shuddhadvaita, Suddhadvaita Saiva, living Shuddhadvaita Saiva, the eternal bliss, Nityananda. Thank you. Be blissful.
Nityananda Dhyanapitham, Nityananda Nagar, off Mysore Road, Bidadi, Bengaluru. Phone 08027279999. www.nityananda.org, www.youtube.com/lifeblissfoundation.